Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthroy here, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In the last episode, which was quite a long time ago for me, it was at least over a week, basically we took down half pirates, because most of them were pirates, and the other half of a small army of Dane. It actually wasn't that big of an army, because like I said, half of it was pirates. But in this episode, last time we saw the title Prisoner Release, and they really haven't explained what we're doing at all here, so... I mean, we know we're going to Ben Yelin, but what does that have to do with prisoner releases? We're going to find out. And then Ranulf kind of goes over customs of Laguz. And he also mentions this when Laguz use the word human, they mean it in the way that Bjork would call them subhuman. So, if you're meeting a Laguz and they're calling you human, you probably don't want to talk to them. You probably want to keep your guard up. But he is here to give us actually something really important. Which is 20,000 gold. Exactly. He should give us 2 billion gold. That will be a lot of good spending money for any weapons that we might need. Very glad they give this to us. It seems like in the newer games, like, especially in this game in Radiant Dawn, it's a lot easier to come by money in this game than it was the older games. Like, a lot of the older ones, like the Sacred Stones, for example, which I'm playing through in my own time, it's really good. I haven't played through it 100% yet, but I'm working on it, and man, that is a fun game, but it's really hard to come by gold. You get, like, a white gem occasionally, but there's sometimes spaces where you'll barely get any gold at all. So, the king is apparently going to lend us Mordecai and Leith. Obviously, we don't care about Mordecai, but, you know, Leith would definitely make a good addition. And the reason that these two are going is because they're the only ones that could even tolerate the thought of going with us. Which, I don't know how Leith would, because we've already seen her character enough to know that she hates all humans. Mordecai I can understand, but still. Alright. So, let's see what we're going to do here. We have a summary. Alright, cool. MVP was Ike. That is a lot of new allies right there. Leith, Mordecai, Mist, Rolf, and Marcia. Even though we're only going to be using 3 of those 5, we're not going to be using Mordecai or Marcia. And it's nothing against the letter M, because otherwise we'd not be using Mist. That looks pretty good right there. Alright, let's see what we got here. 1 star is wonderful. See, even the random soldiers are like, yeah, we don't really like having you here. I kind of skipped over Marcia there accidentally. Sorry, I kind of skipped over that last line of text. I think you can... Is there like a button? Yeah, you can press Z right here. If you missed something, you can press Z, and you can scroll back through it if you really need to. Even the previous conversations, just so you know. In the Wii version, while you're holding the Wii remote sideways, I believe it is the A button that does that, just so you know. I thought it might be Start, but I know Start would instantly end the conversation, so I knew it wasn't that. No, you're not a burden. You give us 2 lances, even though one of them was a slim lance, and that's not very helpful, but still. So, she also mentions that she is searching for a brother. We're not going to be seeing him for a while. I'll go ahead and tell you what chapter we're going to find him. I believe it's 15. But, yeah. And since, for the most part, like, I know I'm going back to another Fire Emblem game, but, like, in Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, really, you only need, for the most part, in recruiting characters, as long as you've got Marth, because he's the protagonist of that story, and Kata, which is one of the pets. Alright, sorry about that. My USB was being really stupid right there, and it was like, you need to upgrade right now to faster port. But anyway, as I was saying, in Fire Emblem not the Sacred Stones, in Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, you only need, like, those 2 characters to recruit probably about 90% of the characters you can recruit So if you get Marth up to his max level, which in that game is 30, because he doesn't class up, so he just gets to level 30. And if you get Kata up to a really good level, which she's a Pegasus Knight, and she'll eventually become a Wyvern unit, I believe. But, like, if you can have those two characters beefed up, you can pretty much recruit anybody without any troubles. But in, like, this game and Radiant Dawn, a lot of the characters need specific characters to recruit them. For example, obviously you're going to need Marcia to recruit her brother. I mean, that goes without saying, essentially. But the strange thing about it is, like, on this one, because you need so many different characters, you've got to be careful, because, like, you're not going to level everybody up evenly. That'd be a terrible strategy. There's just some characters you're never going to be using. And this kind of has backstory for Titania, if you read the supports. Now, for the most part, I really don't care about the supports. They don't matter terribly. They're kind of strange to form in this game. In a lot of games, they don't work well. Radiant Dawn is really the only one that I would consider. Because, you know, it's just having people on enough squares, but it's really strange. I mean, the supports themselves are interesting conversations, unlike Radiant Dawn. But Radiant Dawn, it's a lot easier to form them. And I'll go over a little bit of something over supports in a second here. Alpha Rolf's like, I wasn't scared. I was almost hitting my targets. What are you talking about? I don't think Rolf missed at all in the last battle. I know Boyd did, because he made me lose that second house with the freaking talisman in it, which I probably would have given to Boyd, because he's got horrible resistance throughout the entire game. But oh well. Okay, you see how, like, for example, we're on, let me move up to Ike, and you see how it says Titania C, Oscar C, Orin C, and Leith, and yeah, he can form support with Leith, and it's got, like, little symbols by it. Depending on, like, what the character has, like, Ike's got that little symbol above his. Ike's is Earth, Titania's is Fire, I believe, Oscar is Earth, Soren is Dark, Leith is Heaven. I don't know why, but, like, depending on the attributes, the support bonus themselves give different effects, like plus defense or plus offense, and it kind of changed a little. It's easier to explain in Radiant Dawn, so if I do Let's Play that game for this channel, it'll be a lot easier to explain there. I don't have any skills, so to assign anyway. I'm going to go ahead and get Ike up to level 20, and now that he is up to level 20, he's not going to be doing any battling until he classes up, because it's a forced class up. But I want to take care of that now, because there's no point in having him hog EXP that he doesn't need. So, once a character's gotten as much EXP as they can get, maybe for that current point in time, maybe throughout the entire game, you can see how when it says choose your unit to level up, Ike's is kind of grayed out right there, or blacked out, I don't know what you want to call it. That means you can't give him anything, so this unit has reached its max level, so you can't award anything to him. So you don't have to worry about accidentally wasting EXP or anything like that. So, now that that is out of the way, we can work on leveling up some other people here. Now that you have Mist and Rolf, you're pretty much going to want to try to give them at least one level up per, not level, but per, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, I'll figure it out. But you'll notice it's not really that bad. Like, look, I'm putting in 100 EXP to Rolf right here, and it's not even counting as 100, 134 to 45, that's less than 100 absence, so. Now, I'd work on Rolf more than I would for Mist, even though it's harder for Mist to get experience. Rolf needs to be doing damage to the targets to get some experience, and you definitely want him to get at least a few kills, which is why I'm glad he got Strength right there. Because Rolf's going to get a lot of defense, a lot of skill, and a lot of speed. Strength, for some reason, sometimes when I play this game, not all the time, but sometimes, he doesn't really seem to get as much strength as he needs. So like I said, for each time you're going to the base, that's what I was probably trying to say, you need to make sure to get them, try to get them at least one level up. You may not have a lot of bonus experience, but try as best you can to do that, because they are behind, but they can become really good units, so. No, I wanted to go to Rolf's. He's still got E for weapon level, so I'm going to trade over that arm scroll from the last chapter and give it to Rolf. And let him use it, because he needs to be able to use a better bow than just his own, which isn't bad, but, you know, Rolf's bow is really good at hitting its targets, but he needs to have more. And since we took away Shinen's equipment, we actually have the iron bow and the steel bow. We also have the long bow from that one enemy unit in the chapter where we had to defend the fort before Leith and Mordecai showed up, but I'm not going to give that to him because the longbow, I'm going to tell you right now, look at the longbow's hit, 65. The longbow in this game and Radiant Dawn, they suck. They are terrible. Never, ever use a longbow. Like, they'll be decent in the hands of your archers, but in enemy archer units, very rarely, especially in Radiant Dawn, will you actually see them hit. It is very rare, because the longbow is really bad at accuracy. That had 65. If we go over to Rolf's, 100, 85, 70. Even the steel bow has 70, it's got more. And it's just ridiculous how bad the longbow, all the longbows are. Rise may have most of the stabs here, and Mist can't really use a lot of stabs just yet, but if she keeps using the heal staff, then I think she'll be good. She has the D weapon level right now, so that's good. I'm going to give all of Marcia's stuff away, because I don't really care if she has or not. I'm going to trade over that Laguz Stone to Leith. Leith has, by the way, the Bjork Guard, which has the damage done by Bjork attack, so I'd definitely keep that on her, because it can only be used by Laguz, and since we're not using Mordecai, that's the only other Laguz we have, so I'll let her keep that. And I'm also going to see if there is a vulnerary. Yep, there is. Okay, we'll give her that. I'm going to tell you right now, by the way, once again, in this chapter that's coming up, if you've got any chest keys or door keys, go ahead and bring them with you, because you're going to need them, so go ahead and bring the chest key. It's not the only way to unlock chests or doors, which we'll see in a little while, but it's recommended because you have to pay gold otherwise. But we'll get into it in a little bit. Where's Rise? Okay. We're going to trade over the staffs to Mist, which is Heal, Ward, Mend. Cannot use Ward yet because it's a C staff, but she can use Mend, so that's good. She cannot use the Priest Band because she's a cleric, not a priest. Yeah, there actually is a difference there. So we're going to go ahead and give that to the convoy. If you end up not using any of the, like, if there's one band that you end up not using at all, just go ahead and sell it, because there's really no other reason to. Is there anything for Soren? Because I'd kind of like him to have at least one more, give him the fire. What do they have in the armory? Another Elwyn. I try to give Soren at least 2 spells, because Soren, you'll find for some reason the mages don't really use up the weapon levels as much because they're not on the front lines, but you still need to make sure that Soren's got at least more than one weapon, especially if it's about to break. Okay. Boyd looks alright. Oscar, is there anything in the convoy? There might be a short spear or something. I think I actually used that up, but oh well. There's Javelin. I do want him to take that because he needs a ranged weapon here. Well, he doesn't need it, but he should have one. I think I've already said this before, but try to keep all your units having at least one ranged weapon, because odds are they're going to need it, so. So anyway, back to the world map. Ike has leveled up to level 20 now. After his father's death, places the mantle of leadership on his young shoulders, Ike agrees to continue as Alencia's escort. He pretty much is the entire game, so you don't have to worry about that plot hole at all. Yeah, that's Benyon. They are a gigantic area. You might be thinking that area in the middle, it's like, why does Benyon have that? Well, it's actually a different area in itself, but they essentially own it currently. So yeah, as it says, the largest nation at all by a mile. Now, well yeah, a little north of Benyon, and to the east of Dan, all that little mountain stuff over there, there's no country there. It's the only part of the map where there's not anything, really. So, in order to get to where we need to go, we're going from Gallia back up into Crimea, so we can take a boat and go around these little islands, which I think it'll go over these next chapter, what each one is, and get into Benyon, because we can't get a ship from Gallia, we have to get one from Crimea. And Ranulf is going to guide you. It takes a very long time to actually recruit him. I think he doesn't show up till an actual playable character, like till chapter 17 or something. So this is a prisoner camp. So this is where prisoner release is showing up here. It is definitely worth the risk. Actually, I don't use it. You can use some of the characters. They're okay, but you got to be really careful with them. And you got to make your decision immediately because they will fall behind if you don't make your decision quickly here. And yeah, you can see there's a lot of treasure up there on the northwest of there. So, how do you open the cells and free the prisoners? The cells are starting to be locked, so in order to open them, the keys would be in the possession of the jailer. We can steal them. If we're lucky, the guards will have keys as well. They do, so don't worry about that. Now, you can do this a specific way. I'm going to have K-Man post a link to how you can actually get through this level without having to activate any of the guards, but I don't want to do that. I actually want to fight the enemies in here for experience and all that good stuff. So, this guy shows up. His name is Volk. He is a very important character, not so much the plot, but as his skill abilities in the actual game. He's actually somewhat important to the plot. So this is Volk, and Sir Girl hired him. He says he's an intelligence. Essentially, he's a thief. So, yeah. Basically, he hired Volk to investigate, and you have to pay him. 50,000, that's a bit steep, yeah. Now, you actually don't have to pay him that in-game. It shows up in the plot, so don't worry about that. So yeah, right here it says, Soren asks if he can open locks, and it says 50 gold per lock. That's why you don't want really him to open the doors, is because you do have to pay for it. And, you know, if you can do it for free, then why not? So you can choose to hire, don't hire, or seek advice. Obviously, you don't want to hit this button. If you go to seek advice, it gives you mixed opinions. Titania says opposed to it, and Soren says he's for it. And because Soren is awesome, he's always right. So you do want to hire this guy. Because if you want to get all the treasure chests, you will need him. You can actually break open the cell doors, but for the treasure chests, you need him for at least 2 of them, I think, in this level, and you're going to want him later on as well. And yeah, of course, Reynolds got a job to do, so, like I said, we will not be seeing him, so, see ya. Okay, units to choose. Rise, you can go away, and we're going to swap Rise out with Leith. That seems like a good idea. Alright, now, right here, the mission is escape. You can talk to the units. You can actually just exit the level on these 2 squares right here if you really wanted to. But it's recommended that you get all the stuff in here, talk to the characters, etc., so on and so forth. And, once again, I also recommend fighting the guards. You can steal the door keys that they have. And one of them's got a chest key right there. Your boss is right there. We'll get to him when we get to him. So there are plenty of door keys, and, like I said, you can break open the doors, but... whenever you activate a guard, he is going to call in a whole bunch of units, and some of them are going to appear right here. So I'd recommend keeping, since one of them is a, not a general, but a knight, I would recommend having one of your good attack units like Boyd right there. So I'm going to have Boyd, Leith, Oscar, and Rolf. No, actually I'll have Titania and Rolf, because Oscar needs to be able to move forward here. That looks pretty good. Alright, so let's do this. Okay, I did save. I don't know why I thought I didn't when I clearly had just done so. Lethal automatically shifts. No, we're not going to watch the doors tutorial because they are very, very straightforward. Can Soren reach this guy? I did not think so, but... yeah, we'll go with that. Now, whether you kill this guy in your attack or not, he's still gonna, like, yell, intruder alert, essentially. Like, even if you kill him right there, that will still happen. So that brings out a lot of units, but honestly, like I said, it's worth the experience. Because really, that's not terrible right there. The reinforcements weren't terrible. But yeah, there's nothing left to do but fight. Alright. Let's do it then. Where's the hammer? Right there. Beautiful, look at that. Can you say a one-hit KO? With an overkill? With a critical, that was a total of 75 damage. I don't even think the final boss has 75 HP. I'm pretty sure he only has 60. That's messed up right there. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Really, these Myrmidon are whatever you want to call them, they're really not the threat. It was that guy in the center because he takes a long time to kill, and also the archer can be a little bit pesky as well. I'm actually going to put Ike over here because I want to get rid of this guy as well. Ike is going to be kind of like Titania. If I need him to get a kill, then he can get it, but if I don't need him to get a kill, then it's honestly not the end of the world if somebody else gets hit. I'm going to put Leith over here. I'll go ahead and show how you can break open the doors. You'll get this command right here, which is break, which says break down the door to make a path. This is in other games, too. In other Fire Emblem games, you can, like, break down a wall occasionally. And you see where it says attack down there? You know how you get those little things, attack 14, 12, and 15? You can use whatever you want and attack open the door like that. And you would never miss the door, so don't worry about missing, which that would be pretty embarrassing if a unit missed a door. You can actually use skills on a door, though. Ike gets a move called Ether whenever he classes up, and you give him a certain ability, and he can actually use Ether on a door, which sounds really strange, but he can. I'm actually glad that guy went for Soren, because Soren needs some experience, and also that'll give Mist an excuse to heal. So if you get a door key, try to keep it. The chest key is more important, but if you gotta send an item to the convoy, just go ahead and send the door key. They don't sell for a lot, but in the end, it's not that big a deal if you waste it. You definitely want to keep the chest key with you, though. So, and since the Vulnerary is invaluable, and the Bjorka Guard definitely is invaluable at this point, so. Now, interestingly enough, despite the fact you get reinforcements when you're spotted, there's no extra reinforcements after that on the map. Rather strange, I know, but yeah. Here it just kind of shows you the characters that are locked in. Here we have Sephirin. We have these two guys, Braum and Kieran. And Nephany. Nephany is a freaking tank in Radiant Dawn. I'm just going to say it right now. She is like one of the best units you can get in Radiant Dawn. Alright, that takes care of that guy. Now we can move Boyd and Titania over here. Go ahead and heal Soren. After that initial kind of area of attack right here, these guys are going to come at you. I suggest building up a barrier to watch out for these guys, because like you got two knights right here, and they're going to have high defense, so I'd recommend having somebody with good defense or good HP that will not get hit and die in 1 or 2 hits. Leith might be a little bit risky here, because this guy is a fire mage, so it will do bonus damage to cat or tiger Laguz, and since Leith is a cat Laguz, that might be a little bit risky, but for the most part I'm not too concerned. I'm going to go ahead and use this door key right here. And to activate all these characters that are hidden in the cells, or not really so much hidden as locked away in them, you need to talk to them with Ike. So you do have to get Ike through the level, because, you know, he's got to escape to end anyway, so you do have to bring Ike through the level. You just don't have to have him attack if you don't want to. But a lot of the times, like, when I'm playing other games, like other Fire Emblems, like Shadow Dragon, sometimes we'll be like, oh, right, I have to have Marsh seize the gate. I can't just leave him at the start of the map. Duh. I'm kind of surprised that Mage went for Oscar, because, like I said, that would have been bonus damage against Leith. Like I said, and I really don't know why he did that. Because I'm not worried about... Yeah, that guy wasn't even going to do damage. I was not worried about him at all. Yeah, that soldier's up there, but I really don't much care about him. He can be annoying, but he's not really a threat. Right here, I prefer to just keep my position and try to get rid of that frigging soldier. I'm going to get rid of this guy right here, because I want to get rid of that mage before he causes any trouble. Soren might be able to kill that soldier up there. If not, I'll have him weaken him, and Soren, or not Soren, and Rolf can kill him. 15, 14, alright, we're going to go with this then. I would have liked Adept right there, because that would have killed him. Oh, well, a critical works too. Never mind. Gotta love criticals that just show up randomly, and there's the chest key. So we have 3 chest keys, but as you can see, there is 1 chest right there, and I believe there's, yeah, 4 right there, so not so easy to come by enough of those keys. Can I get rid of this guy? Yeah, hopefully. Alright, good job, Rolf. You needed that kill, so glad he got it. Okay, Can Leith get rid of this guy? Yes, she can. Okay, good. You could have Volk attack, but for the most part, Thieves, I'm not gonna use them for attack, because really, their ability to steal is far more important than anything. Because you can see, he's actually got decent strength, decent skill, decent speed. Because it's a knife, though, its might is only 2. Like, all the knives are gonna have really, really weak attacks. So, for the most part, try to stay away from having Thieves actually do attacks. If you need to weaken somebody and know that the Thief probably won't be hit, because, you know, like I said, Thieves have good speed, so sometimes it's pretty hard to hit them. Later on in the game, though, they will be hit very easily. You're only going to get 2 Thieves in the game, but once you get the other one, try to use him more, because he will not force you to pay money for unlocking doors or chests or anything like that, so yeah. I'm actually going to leave him right there, because this needs to heal Oscar. I'll leave Volk. I'm just going to put him over here for now. I'll have somebody else go and unlock that door. And just try to keep Volk near, but not part of the group. Because, you know, you need to get to him in case he ends up being in danger at any point. But you also don't want him in the way. We'll put Soren right there. Heal up Oscar. Oh, and before you start going for the boss, I just want to let you know the boss does move, so watch out for it. Like, I know I'm putting emphasis on that a lot of the times, but you gotta be careful, because if you don't think the boss is gonna move, and you're like, alright, he's gonna go right there, and the boss ends up moving, you know, the boss can kill units pretty easily. That's why he's the best unit on the map for the enemies. So you gotta be careful. Knowing whether the boss moves or not is really important. Like, even on easy mode, he'll move. Some bosses on the easy mode difficulties will not move, but they'll move on other difficulties, but for the most part, it's about the same. So yeah, this guy is a pilgrim. And he got arrested because he was helping wounded Crimea knights, which is actually Brahmin Nephany. So, yeah. And he does not turn yellow into another unit, because he never actually joins you as a fighter. You'll notice, interestingly enough, though, because this guy's a bishop, level 10. He said pilgrims, but it's essentially the same thing. Look at this guy's magic, skill, and resistance. They're all capped, and they're all at least 20 or higher. His luck's pretty high up there. Really, the only thing he doesn't have, which is strength, but he's a bishop, so he wouldn't need that anyway. Look at the other units. They're really not that fantastic. Brahm's got good defense, Kieran's got good defense, but you know, they're designed to. Nephany's just a basic soldier with good speed, good skill, but yeah. Nothing fancy. We're gonna go ahead and heal Titania, even though I don't really need to. It just gets me XP for it. Because that's always good. Let me see if I can place a little strategically here. That'll work. Because like I said, I want to get Rolf to get a lot of these kills, and since this map is... If this makes any sense, the map's a little bit more closed than it was. Like, you know, the last one was out in the open up on the ocean field, so you could pretty much move wherever you wanted to. This kind of has narrow corridors, so you can just have one person be in the front and pretty much block all the hits for you. Which is very, very helpful. Alright, who has a chest key? I'm pretty sure Leith has one, and who else has one? Leith has one of them. Soren's got the other one, alright. Well, Leith is over here. I'm gonna just keep having her break the door. Get the chest last of all. This will be a level where you're probably not gonna get a lot of bonus EXP for finishing quickly. But this one really isn't about finishing quickly, it's about being careful. And if you go for all the chests, you can get a lot of good items, so it's definitely worth your time. Alright, you get a critical, that's fine, because there's another soldier that's just immediately going to attack me again, so Rolf can get the kill on that guy. Okay, it broke. I was like, I can't believe you didn't double that guy. Yeah, later on in the game, if you see somebody, one of your units not double somebody, most likely the weapon broke. Okay, Rolf can still actually get rid of this guy. That is good. Alright, good. Rolf leveled up. Thank goodness. Yep, see, once again, defense. But he really needs HP at this point, too, so HP is fine with me. Hey, that rhymed, I just realized. I'm not sure if these armored units move or not, but I'm not going to risk that. It missed level up, cool. She's probably going to get magic resistance or skill. Magic. Wow, she actually got really good level up for once. I would have liked HP, but overall, that was a pretty good level up. Because really all of her stats need to be increased at this current point in time, so... We're just going to put Boyd forward here and give him the hammer. I know that for a fact this Halberdier right here, he doesn't move, but I'm not sure about these guys right here. And they both have ranged weapons, so watch out for that as well. And I'll put Volk over here, and I'll send Titania around here just in case. Alright, that takes care of that door, so we can have Ike go and talk to Braum. You actually don't need to talk to Kieran, which is rather strange, but you don't have to, so... Since Lee's not fighting, I'm not going to waste the Laguz Stone on her. We're going to do this really quickly. I know a lot of the time I'm using unnecessary healing right here, but like I said, Mist really, really needs to catch up. And she can't get a lot of EXP very quickly. However, heal stats are very inexpensive and very easy to come by, so that's a good reason for keeping them there. For the record, the boss's movement is right here. So make sure you're not standing on any of these squares until you're absolutely ready, because these guys are going to charge you at about the same time, so... Like I said here, well, I don't think I said it, but I prefer, for all the armored units at this current point in the game, just send Boyd after them with a hammer, because he's almost always going to one-shot them or get very near one-shotting them. And if he can double them, it's pretty much guaranteed they're going to be dead unless Boyd misses. Which you always hope he doesn't, but, you know, never be sure. Okay, let's put Oscar right here, because I want to get these swordsmen to come up here. I don't think I can get this guy over here to go over here, but I know I can get this one, so... Since we have the weapon triangle advantage against him, we better just take care of him while we can. And yep, there he goes. With his little 1 damage. If I could get Rolf to reach him, I could actually hit him with the Iron Lance again and then just... Alright, cool. We'll do that. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to happen. Now he can stay where he is. Having the horseback units, the extra movement ability, it's nice, but I don't like relying on it a lot, because if you rely on it a lot, then it could essentially mess you up in the end. Because you'll be thinking, oh, no, they're safe there, and then they'll end up getting killed, so... Just be careful with what you're doing. Now, that Halberdier is probably going to be a little bit of a problem for Boyd, because, you know, weapon triangles against... Or no, weapon triangle might be with Boyd, but that guy's got probably decent speed. The hammer's not going to be super effective on him, so... Yeah. Fortunately, Boyd's getting some really good speed level ups. Normally, he does not get good speed level ups from me. I'm glad he's getting those. Because he really needs speed in this game. Like, really, really badly. Until he classes up, a lot of the times you won't see him double enemy units at all. Which is very irritating. But, you know, what are you going to do about it? You can't do anything. You can just keep leveling him up and hope he upgrades in speed eventually. But since he's a fighter, he usually goes for either HP or strength. That's usually... Most of the time he levels up, those are going to be the 2 things he gets. I'm going to leave the 2 units there for now, and just focus on getting the treasure chest, because I want to wait on attacking the boss. Okay, he actually hit that guy, cool. I want to try to attack him with Soren and finish him off with Rolf, but I think Soren might actually kill him if I do that. Yeah, he will. Plus he's got a short spear, that's very irritating. Can Boyd attack him with, like, an iron axe and not... Nope, not even that. Oscar, can you not kill this guy? No. No, let's just go ahead and finish him off with Soren, I guess. Sometimes you'll have situations like this where Rolf just simply cannot get the kill. And that got Soren a level up, so I guess that's pretty good, so I'll take that. And that was a good level up as well, so no complaints. Screensaver, turn back on, please. That's very annoying. Thank you. Gonna go ahead and have Titania break this open. I'm pretty sure it's... yeah. Okay, yeah, that took care of it. And don't worry, until you talk to them or tell them to do something, these units will not move on their own, so don't worry about it. Now, you'll notice you can't talk to this guy over here, Kieran. Do not worry about talking to him, because he just joins you after the end of the chapter if he's still alive, so don't worry about him. You do need to talk to Braum, though. Okay. So now that he's on your team, you actually want to direct him and go to target, and you actually want him to target the safety zone right here, because if you do that, you'll get some bonus experience for it, so make sure to do that. Nephany will also turn into an allied unit, so just make sure to do that. She has a door key, right? No, just a chest key. Oh well, she can break it open, so that's fine. I'm not sure if I want to take on the boss yet or not. I'm kind of concerned about how much damage he can do to Oscar or Boyd. I think I want Boyd to be the one that takes the damage from the boss, even though the weapon triangle's against him, because I can just give him the hammer, but I want him to be a max HP before I do anything. Oh, partner, not ally. My bad. I call them ally because in other games that's what they're called, is they're called your allies. So if that confuses anybody, I apologize. They're always called other units, I believe, when they're in the green circles from every single game, though. Okay, let's go over the boss real quick. No range, that's one advantage you can have right there. So Soren can be able to attack this guy. He's got a pretty high resistance, though, because he is a general. So yeah, he's a general, which would be what Gatry would class up into. He's got really good strength and pretty good skill, good defense. You really just want to hit this guy hard and fast, so use the hammer, use spells if you can, because, you know, resistance is a lot, well, not a lot lower, but somewhat lower than defense. You gotta be pretty careful around this guy, and he's got a pretty good amount of HP, too, so. He drops a Master Seal, which that will allow a unit to class up if they get to level 10 or higher, but you want them to class up just of their own will, because you'll miss out on a lot of good level ups if you choose to do that, so try to avoid it. We'll put Boyd right there and give him the hammer. And we'll have Rolf and Soren both attack whenever need be. Oh, I've already moved Mist, that's why. And we'll put Titania over here just in case. Does anybody have a door key? I guess I could move Soren over here, but we'll trade the door key over to Oscar, because I don't want to wait for Leith to just, you know, transform again, because that's going to take a long time, so. Yeah, she's got the one chest key. Who has the set of two? I think Soren has it. Yep, Soren has it. Alright. I did not expect that guy to move first. I expected the boss to, but oh well. I can kill that guy in a minute here. Yeah, the boss doesn't get to move if somebody else is in his way, so. Fine. Might as well damage him. Experience is experience, regardless. And we'll finish him off with Soren. Yeah, we'll just use Elwind. That was a depth, which we didn't need. I'm going to try to refrain from using the fire. That's just there for backup, just in case. I'm going to go ahead and use a vulnerary. I could have healed Boyd, but it's really not that big a deal. Who I healed, I'd have to heal him either way, so. Move Ike up here. Leith right here. Get Oscar near the door. And now we wait for the boss to move, which he will probably do so this turn. Yep, there he is. Ugh, this guy is very hard to get rid of. Look at this. He took away half of Boyd's health right there. It's a good thing Boyd has really high speed in this playthrough. If he's got a low speed, that guy might double you, and if he does, then you're dead. So you need to be really careful. So let's talk to Nephany. What's really funny is I just kind of like their personalities. Like, whenever you talk to Braum, he's, like, all confused. And Ike's like, I don't have time to explain. But what about I don't have time to explain? And then it's like, with Nephany, he's like, I don't have time to explain. Let's get out of here. And she's like, alright. Just accepts it without question at all. And that has a statue fragment, which increases build. Build is basically just the ability to, like, you know how Mist could be shoved by, like, Boyd? Boyd could shove Rolf right here with the shove command, but if I go to Rolf, he can't shove. That's because Rolf's got a smaller build than Boyd does, so... I know, I didn't explain that very well, but oh well. Can Rolf actually damage this guy? Because if he can... Well, not with that. Might as well just have him attack. Maybe he'll crit or something. No, whatever. Free experience. Logically speaking, I could have just keep healing Boyd over and over and let Rolf get the kill on that guy and get a whole bunch of experience, but that's really a waste of time. And this game has bonus experience in it, but in some of the other Fire Emblems, you're not going to get bonus experience at your base, so you can just waste your time with unnecessary healing or, you know, stuff like that. That is a very low hit. I don't know how he got him last time. We're going to do that just in case. He doesn't need the hammer anymore because he did the main damage that he needed to, so. And the boss will not be able to reach either one of those guys because they're not going to walk right in front of the boss. Fortunately. Alright, there we go. Boss is taken care of. I'd be very hard-pressed to see somebody other than Boyd or Soren get that kill. I guess if you need to level up Ike, you could have him equip the Armor Slayer. You could, if you really want to, you can have Titania kill that guy. I don't know why you'd want that, but you could. Move Ike up here. Oscar's already unlocked that door. I don't know why I was trying to send him back over there. Okay, now we need left for people is people that have a chest key or Volk and Ike, because we have to keep them on the map. So everybody else, you can just have them escape. So we'll get Oscar out of, or not Oscar, Rolf out of here. Shame on me for thinking that was Oscar. You also want to do some unnecessary healing right here to get some experience for Mist. Because, you know, you gotta wait to unlock the chests anyway, so you might as well do something productive with your turns besides just moving your units. Get Titania out of here. We need the other ones to stay here. And they'll both escape next turn. Alright, good. I think this is one of the last few times where you actually have the escape command. There's a Rive, which is a little different, but... other than that, it's about the same. Alright, Boyd's maxed out on HP, so let's go ahead and get him out of here. Go ahead and get Oscar out of here. Leith does not have that chest key anymore, so we don't really need to keep her in the level either. Everybody else needs to stay, though. Alright. Nephany is gone. Braum is gone. And like I said, Sephiroth and Kieran just stay where they are, so. Go ahead and heal up Ike. HP and defense, well, I guess it's not terrible. You'll notice as a cleric, she will not get a lot of defense upgrades, but once she classes up, she'll get a lot more of them. So, like I said, just be careful with her, because you know it's a healer. You have to be careful with them. That was a short axe. That's essentially a stronger version of the hand axe. I'm gonna put Ike right there and just leave him be. I think everybody is at their max HP, so we'll go ahead and get rid of Mist. So we're going to open up this treasure chest, which has a javelin, right? Steel lance. Okay. Well, at least I have the right weapon type. One of these, I think, might have a javelin. Yeah, that one right there. Cool. Nice to know I still remember that. And this final one has, I think, a skill counter. Yeah, which is what Titania has on her, so. Alright, Soren escape. Volk escape. I love Volk's escape line. He just doesn't say anything. And Ike escape. And there we go, we're done with that map. Gee, that took a long time. So yeah, immediately the first thing you're going to do is talk to Kieran, actually. I don't know why he doesn't have his helmet on anymore when he did earlier, even though we knew who he was. This guy is actually, he served under General Geoffrey. I know that looks like Jeffrey, but in Radiant Dawn, when they have his name in a cutscene that the announcer will talk about, they pronounced it Geoffrey. So his name looks like Jeffrey, but it's Geoffrey. I know. Very strange. But he was actually one of the units that escorted Alencia during the attack. They were one of the units that got attacked. He was the only one that got captured, which is kind of funny. Because like, he's a hardcore knight, but he's... I don't know what to make of this guy. He's very strange. But everybody survived. Like, General Geoffrey survived, so... I don't mean like her Uncle Renning or anything like that, but his unit survived, so... He automatically joins you right off the bat, essentially. And then we got these two guys. These are actually two characters from the same town. They're from Crimea. And the guy in the armor is Brom, and the soldier over there is Nephany. As for what they stand for, they're pretty much just countrymen that were forced to fight. You know, they got drafted, essentially. Nephany asks, do you want to return things to the way they were? And Alencia says yes, so that pretty much just says that they agree to fight with you. I'm going to go over how they are in attacks in the next base camp video. And lastly, we have this guy, Sephron. And whenever he said he was healing Crimean soldiers, he actually meant Brom and Nephany. I don't know about Kieran, but... I don't know. So, yeah, he doesn't really take a stand. He's just kind of like neither row. But he basically says if you came across a wounded person, would you ignore him? So he basically just says if you were faced with an individual, you'd act instinctively. So he was just doing the right thing, essentially. But sometimes you just get in trouble for doing the right thing. Lastly, we have Volk. So he says, I was thinking about traveling with you for a little bit. I'll be in the general area. I love one of the lines that comes up here in a second. Right, Soren's going to show up at some point. Right here. Everything begins and ends with gold. He'll be easy to control. Ike's like, Soren, he's standing right there. I don't think he minds. I love how he just like doesn't have any comment. He just got that like little face right there with the grin. So yeah, you obviously want to let him come. Why in the world would you refuse him? Because you need a thief. Like I said, you'll get one later, but right now this is the only thief you have. And sorry, I kind of bumped my mic right there. Yeah, we get some really strange characters right here. Alright. We will be pressing on. But we are going to do that next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This has been Pitmarthroy, and I will see you guys for the next chapter, which is titled Blood Runs Red. Oh, this is a hard chapter to beat. I'm going to tell you that right now.